has made a tremendous impact on viewers during his multiple interviews with Pastor Benny Hinn on recent programs. Today, he returns for an informative discussion on what is causing the sharp increase in cancer, which is occurring in men, women, and children, with an emphasis on reversal and prevention. And later in the program, you'll hear about Dr. Wallach's brand new DVD, featuring his classic lecture on health secrets, complete with comprehensive visual support through charts, graphics, and images. The vital information in this 2-hour lecture is only available at this time to viewers of This Is Your Day, so stay tuned.
Amazing. Dr. Wallach is here again because you wonderful people keep asking for him. And here he is.
Thank you.
You know, when you came with me back a few weeks ago, the calls we had, I was just amazed, really. And today we're going to talk about more of what's really happening in this world and in America. You were telling me that people are hurting out there. And
Yes,
you've been
sir.
traveling a lot. Why, Doc? Why are they hurting?
Well, Pastor Benny, for the past 36 years, I've given 300 lectures a year. I travel, I'm almost in a different city every day. Sometimes 2 cities in one day, like on a Saturday, I might be in one city, then we drive for 6 or 8 hours, we're in another city. And what I've seen is that people are being switched from full-time jobs to part-time jobs so that the business does not have to pay for their medical benefits, their health care benefits. People are losing.
It's happening a lot now?
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir. When you look at the real unemployment, when you look at the real unemployment, on the average, when you take all communities together, you're looking at about 12 to 15%. When you're looking at the millennials, kids under the age of 25, look at 25% unemployment. They come out of college, there's no jobs for them. All these big companies that were standard, I mean, you remember Montgomery Ward's is gone.
Sure.
Macy's is closing 1/3 of their stores, firing 20,000 employees.
Because of what?
Because of the cost of health care.
So now people are looking elsewhere for their health.
Exactly. Now people are beginning to shop around. They're looking for other things. For instance, a hip replacement costs $78,000. One hip replacement costs $78,000. Again, if you use our program for supporting and promoting maintenance repair of cartilage and hips, you're looking at, maybe for a 200-pound person, you're looking at $5 to $10 per day. You're looking at $300 a month. Maybe in 3 months, you're at $900 compared to $78,000. So you don't have to refinance your
Wait,
house.
so you can help people
Yes, sir.
who are losing,
Their
who need
cartilage.
hip surgery or knee surgery for like less than $1,000
Yes, sir.
with your program.
Yes, sir.
Yet if they go the conventional way,
It's $78,000, and it only fixes that one joint temporarily. Whereas when you use a nutritional approach, it fixes all 72 joints.
but Doc, does the nutritional side work? I mean, a lot of people are asking about you.
100% of the time.
It works. Okay.
There's
Now
only
you
two
know
reasons
that
why it won't work.
doctors don't like you. By the way, I spoke
know.
to some. They forgive me.
As long as God loves
They
you.
think you're a wacko. Forgive me for being. I'm
No, they
just
call me
being
a
blunt
quack.
with you.
They call me a
They
quack.
call you a quack.
Yes,
they don't like you, and yet more people are calling for your books on our program than I've ever seen before. Is it because people like the way you look, or what?
No,
what is it about you?
it's not my looks.
What is it? Is it your suit? Is it all the stuff you wear on it?
No, sir.
What is it that's intriguing about you?
Well,
I mean, I know that you help people because I know you told me Creflo Dollar's daughter, Andrew Young, and a whole lot of
Professional
people.
athletes, country western singers, famous movie stars. Yeah, and
So
very
you-
billionaires come to me.
I'm sorry?
I'm the physician of billionaires. I mean, I'm talking about people who are much wealthier than Donald Trump and Warren Buffett and people like that.
And they come to you
Yes, sir.
because you've helped them.
Oh, yes, sir.
And they know you can do it.
Yes, sir. They have 98% blockages in their coronary artery, 98% blockages in the widowmaker. And the doctor says, look, the only thing left, and it's very dangerous, but we got to do bypass, we got to put stents in. And the billionaires don't want that. So they come to me,
And what do you do to help them? How do you fix them?
change their diet, get them off the fried food, get them off the oils, get them off the free radicals, margarines, mayonnaise, that sort of stuff. And we get them onto butter and cream for cooking and water for cooking. Then we give them the 90 essential nutrients. And we have a secret sauce for supporting and promoting healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in the heart, in the brain, the eyes, the kidneys. And
Now that secret sauce.
yes, it's called Ultimate Daily Tablets. It's designed to do that. And then we throw in one more thing called HGH, and it has a substance in there that actually causes the blood vessel to release a natural substance which dilates the artery. So even if it's blocked, If you dilate that artery maybe 4 or 5 times, even if it's blocked, you're going to get more blood flow. So almost overnight, they feel better. I get people who call me, their blood pressure is spiking, Pastor Benny, from Canada. This was just a couple days ago. This one fellow from New Brunswick, Kansas, on the east coast of Canada. He says his blood pressure is like 240 over 126. I said, are you close to emergency? No. I said, do you have any of our chocolate? Do you have any of our liquid chocolate, clcik?
Chocolates?
Yes, sir.
You give him chocolates?
Yes, sir. Because chocolate,
Doc, you're too much.
chocolate has flavonols in it, which dilate arteries. I said, take it, call me in an hour. He called me, he says, Doc, I had to take it 3 times. I didn't believe it. My blood pressure is now 126 over 72. I'm not going to the emergency room. And we figured out it was a medication. His
Doc,
doctor,
are you for real?
Yes, sir. Chocolate is your best friend when you have high blood pressure.
Amazing, wow.
Yeah, not milk chocolate, dark chocolate. So we have a liquid called clcik. We have a piece of chocolate the size of a pat of butter called triple treat chocolate.
You know, I've been in the healing ministry for nearly 40 years. I've never met anybody like this man, nowhere. And, you know, I believe in healing, and that's why I have him on. In fact, this is his 3rd visit with me, because you, dear people, keep calling for him and keep calling for his books. I never seen a thing like it. So, well, let's bring him back, because he's got more stuff and another thing now, another DVD we will tell you about, brand new thing. Now, Doc.
Yes, sir.
Let's get back to cancer.
Okay.
I have some people that I know who have died, and it's really shaken me.
Yes.
That I know personally.
People we love, yes.
People we love are dying. And I read a report on Google News and CNN News on my iPhone. I like to look at that because it's so, you know, it's so easier. And I read a report where now cancer is the #1 killer in America. And they're saying millions more will die the next few years with cancer.
Yes, sir.
Because they can't stop it, I guess. What's going on?
We can stop it.
Well, they're saying they can't, okay? That it's just gone beyond their control. You told me yesterday why it's killing people, but
Yes.
how do you reverse it?
Okay.
But just in case someone missed
Well, just
it,
briefly.
what's causing all this?
Okay, well, briefly, it's much easier, much more economical to prevent cancer than it is to treat it, okay?
Of course.
And so that's just true.
How do we prevent it?
Okay. You have to give up oils, all free radicals, trans fatty acids, heterocyclamines, acrylamides.
Stop all the oils.
Stop all the oils, even olive oil, even coconut oil. Got to get rid of it. Cook in butter, cook in margarine, bake in lard. If you know, your religion doesn't mean you can't eat lard, right? But go to France. They live 10 years longer than we do.
Where?
France.
Okay.
They cook everything in lard. I mean, can you imagine a French croissant being cooked in margarine?
But, you know, we heard that stuff is bad for your heart.
Who told us that?
You hear it all the
From
time.
doctors, from doctors.
Clog arteries.
No.
Don't eat butter. No croissants. All that.
Absolutely wrong. Okay.
But how much butter? You can't eat a whole lot of
Eat
it.
a stick of butter a day. Just remember the Eskimos. They eat all this fat and red meat, and they have the fewest heart attacks of any culture.
Doc, you make me laugh.
Okay.
You're telling
That's
me
good.
the
Laughter is good
opposite of
medicine.
what I've heard all these years. Okay.
Well, that's why we're in
So
trouble.
stop all the oils.
Yes, sir. Stop
Fried
frying.
oils, all that
That's why
stuff.
the pastors are dying, because they give the most wonderful spiritual lecture in their church, and then they go downstairs with their church family and they eat fried chicken. Bam! They're dead. That
Well,
fried
then how
chicken,
should you eat the chicken?
baked, roasted, stewed, crock-potted, not fried.
No more fried chicken. Okay.
No, sir.
So everything fried must stop.
Everything fried must stop.
Okay. What else?
Okay. No oils. We already know that. And that means oils in
I'm
hidden
not too
places.
happy with you on this one
Okay.
because I love olive oil.
Okay. But
I'm
moths-
listening. I'm listening.
Moths go into the flame too.
Huh?
Moths go into the flame too. So
Anyways, keep going down.
Okay.
What else?
Now how do you reverse it? Now, one of the things we know.
But wait, is there anything else that we should know not to eat besides the oils and the fried foods?
And processed meats with nitrates, nitrites. Nitrates and nitrites like in deli slices and sandwich meats and sausage, ham, bacon.
And you
bologna.
also said frozen fruit.
Desserts.
Desserts. Like it's a no-no.
Yeah, it's kind of like fake ice cream.
Frozen desserts
Yes, sir.
will cause cancer.
Yes, sir. And clog your arteries and cause you to have Alzheimer's disease, all kinds of weird stuff.
Wow.
Okay.
I need to have you back to talk about, you know, Alzheimer's, why so many people are losing their memory
It's
and all this.
physician-caused disease.
Doc,
Yes,
really?
sir. Yes,
Come
sir.
on.
Absolutely. Now, I'm a pathologist. I do
Wait.
autopsy.
It's a physician-caused disease?
Yes, sir. It did not exist by any other name 42 years ago, Pastor Benny. Today it's #4 killer of adults in the United States.
And what?
Okay, Alzheimer's is a going away of the myelin.
Yeah, but what are they telling them that's causing it?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Myelin, the white matter of the brain, the insulation material of the brain, goes away when you have Alzheimer's disease, and your nerve fibers short circuit, and you lose your memory. Well, what causes that? Well, a going away of the myelin, the white matter. The white matter makes up 75% of your brain weight, and the white matter of your brain, the myelin that goes away when you have Alzheimer's disease, is 100% cholesterol. So here you are, you're following your doctor's directions. So say, I'm going to eat egg beaters instead of eggs. Egg beaters are made from oil. They're not eggs. Okay? Then you're going to eat tofu and nuts instead of red meat. Then
And that's bad for you?
That's bad for you.
Tofu?
No.
What?
No. The fact that you replace the meat with it is bad. You can eat tofu. Look at the Chinese at 1.5 billion people.
Okay.
Okay, they live longer than we do. Tofu is fine. But if you replace it totally with meat, Chinese don't give up meat. I mean, if it crawls or slithers or swims or flies or walks, they eat it, okay? I go to China a lot. Let me tell you, they eat meat 5 times a day.
They eat stuff I would never even look at, but anyways,
Exactly.
go ahead.
Okay, and so I actually sued the FDA in federal court and prevailed over a trace mineral called selenium to be able to make claims.
You
legally.
sued them?
Yes, sir.
And you won?
I've sued 8 times the FDA in federal court, and I prevailed 8 times.
Wow.
Now, on the selenium and cancer, I sued them to be able to have a claim for our product that says, by supplementation with 200 micrograms, 1/5 of a milligram of our selenium, you can actually reduce your risk of cancer. Okay, and I'll tell you the percentage in just a minute. And also, it will support your body's ability to make anti-cancerous substances like glutathione. And they didn't want to do that. They fought me in court, but the federal judge saw that I had enough research to back it, and the federal judge said, okay, Wallach wins. So I can now say these things legally on your program.
God bless him for that.
Now, just by the University of Arizona, I believe it was 1998, came out and said, this is a big study, 7-year study on, I don't know, 1,300 men or something like that. They said, if you supplement with 200 micrograms of selenium, it will reduce your risk of prostate cancer by 69%, colorectal cancer by 64%, and also lung cancer, either smoker or not, by 32%. Now, we asked Clemson University from Clemson, South Carolina, to do a study on 2 of our multiple vitamin products. One a liquid called Ultimate Classic, and they gave this Ultimate Classic to human cell cultures, normal cells, also our Beyond Tangerine. They gave that one to human natural normal cells. And no toxicity. It increased the lifespan and the health of the cells, so they doubled it, kind of like double what our recommendations were. It increased the cell's life longer and more health, and they doubled again. And they said, we can't find a toxicity level of your program. Then they took the same 2 products, and they gave it to human cell cultures that had colon cancer, liver and stomach cancer, and breast cancer. Our one product, Ultimate Classic, killed 95% of the colon cancer cells in cell culture. The Beyond Tangerine killed 65%. When it came to liver cancer and stomach cancer, the Ultimate Classic killed 65%, and the Beyond Tangerine killed 32%. Breast cancer, both of them killed 30%.
These are things that you offer?
Yes, sir.
Minerals,
oh, absolutely.
Supplements,
yes,
all
yes.
that?
Yes, sir. Part of our, what we call our Healthy Start Pack, or
so that's how you've been able to reverse cancer in some people?
Yes, of course, you have to appreciate that cancer is things that are going wrong in cells. If you give the cells the right raw materials, the cells back off and say, you know, I've got all my raw materials here. I don't have to do all this bad stuff anymore. I'm not driven to do this bad stuff. And again, we use the information from Clemson University, University of Arizona, the Harvard Nurses Health Study. It was 20 years, 90,000 nurses. We learned so much for that. We employ all this information.
It's so sad they don't tell you this out there.
No, they don't tell you. But it's all in here.
Well, of course you do. But I mean, chemotherapy is killing people, or they treat them with all kinds of...
Doctors make $40,000 every time they give you chemotherapy.
What?
They make $40,000. But insurance pays, so who worries? But the chemotherapy kills more people than the cancer does.
All the time or sometimes?
Most of the time. Chemotherapy fails 97% of the time. That was in New England.
Now, sometimes chemotherapy will help
reduce the size of the tumor.
Well, it did with my father-in-law. Then the cancer came back and killed him because he was older. Pardon?
It didn't cure him. It just reduced the size of the cancer. Well, now here.
So that's all it does, basically.
Reduce the size of the cancer. It does that, but
and then you think they're okay.
Yeah. Now here, Nature magazine came out last year, very well-respected scientific journal, Nature magazine. They came out and said 85% of all the cancer research published in medical and scientific journals is a lie. Nature magazine said 85% is a lie.
Wow.
Because the pharmaceutical company that did the research, the universities that did the research at the behest of the pharmaceutical company, left out all the bad stuff. They didn't say that, oh, well, it'll reduce the size of the cancer, but it also kills the patient. They didn't say that kills the patient part. They didn't tell the patient that when they said, here's an option for you. And so they said 85% of what is said about a new cancer treatment is published in journals is wrong. That was in Nature magazine 1 year ago. It's all a big lie.
So people have to take charge of their own health and
Yes, sir.
future and not be dependent on what they are hearing
That's correct.
from whoever.
Doctors. We have to put the finger where it's at, Pastor Benny.
I mean, it's scary when you hear all the young people dying with cancer today.
Yes.
It's like, why is this happening?
Well, how many young people take the 90 essential nutrients? Very few. This is where we as parents
Yeah,
and
but they
grandparents-
don't know about it.
Well, that's our job. I'm so honored that you would help me share this information so that people can get it to their kids and grandkids. Back about 2008, cover story in Time magazine. Right on the cover it said, the next generation is going to be worse off than us. You get into the article, what it says is that our generation are going to be burying our children. We're going to be standing at a gravesite burying our children because we followed the doctor's advice for our children. It was wrong. We should have followed grandmother's advice, not the doctor's advice.
I mean, you sweet people ought to Google the information about cancer because I just saw it, where cancer is increasing in America and the world. They're saying now it's the #1 killer. And in the next few years or something, there'll be like 7 million people dying
In 10 years, 7 million people.
per year or something.
Well, no, and right now it's 7 million people. In 10 years, it'll be 70 million.
Can you believe that 7 million a year are dying with cancer already? And it's going up, it's
Yes,
not
sir.
going down?
That's because people are listening to doctors. They're doing the wrong thing.
But still, even people who are trying the nutritional side, they too, in some cases, are dying. And
Of
it's not
course.
why?
Okay. Well, nutrition is not the sort of thing that...
I know a lady in Florida who was doing the nutritional side and she died.
Yes.
Why?
Well, because she didn't do it properly.
What do you mean?
Okay. You can eat well, and your quality of life will go up. You may live 50% longer than the doctor predicted. He may say you have 90 days to live. You might live 180 days. And your quality of life will be much better than being in a hospital being given chemotherapy. So that can be useful from that standpoint. But unless you're supplementing with the antioxidants, the bioflavonoids, unless you're keeping your telomeres, which is the end caps on your chromosomes that allow your chromosomes to heal and rebuild themselves.
Explain that part.
Telomeres. Well, it's kind of like that little thing on the end of your shoestring, that little plastic thing that keeps the end of the shoestring from
Okay,
fraying.
uh-huh.
On the end of each chromosome, there's a telomere. And that's that little end cap thing that prevents it from fraying. Well, there's only 51, normally there's 51 duplications in that telomere. After that, your chromosomes won't duplicate anymore, you're dead. Well, so what we've learned to do is increase the life of that telomere to maybe 100 duplications instead of 51. And we actually have a product for that. It's based on the 2009 research, Nobel Prize winning research, 2009. All that research is in this new product. And we invented a new element, Pastor Benny, it's called immortalium.
And what does that do?
It increases the lifespan of your telomeres, so your normal duplication of your liver, your intestines, your brain, your heart, your lungs, your kidney, all this.
So this lady who died, she was doing the nutritional thing,
Yes.
but she didn't do it right because she wasn't following what?
Well, she didn't have all the information. I'd have to see what she did, and I can tell you what's missing.
I mean, she was taking supplements because I know she did. So was she taking the wrong supplements?
Well, maybe she was taking the right ones, but for instance, was she getting all 90? Was she taking a supplement that
Well,
had
I don't
28?
know that part.
So where was she getting the other, if she had 28, where was she getting the other?
I have no idea. All I know is she was
62.
But still, I mean, you're helping a lot of people with
Yes,
your supplements.
that's
Many
correct.
of them are calling you, and you're telling me now that it's preventable and reversible.
It's very easily preventable. Cancer is the most easy thing to prevent. It's not genetic in any way, shape, or form. Again, James Watson, one of the two guys that got the Nobel Prize in 1962 for the double helix of DNA, And they asked him, after 60 years of the discovery of the double helix structure of DNA, after the genome, human genome, being published in 2001, they called him to the Salk Institute right here in San Diego, in the University of California, San Diego, UCSD.
And asked him what?
And asked him, okay, it's been 60 years now. We have the human genome mapped out for 12 years. What are the 10 diseases that we're going to be able to eliminate using this genetic information in the next 10 years? Tell us. And he said, it ain't happening. He says, you can sequence 150,000 cancer patients and diabetic patients a day. We're not going to solve.
So it's not genetics.
It's not genetic. The guy who got the Nobel Prize for it says it's not genetic. We went down the wrong rat hole, Pastor Benny. It's all nutrition. He said it's all chemistry, biochemistry. It's all nutrition.
All nutrition.
Yes, sir.
It's what we eat.
Yes.
Wow. Well, so what do we do?
Okay. We have to eat properly, and the correct diets in the book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. It's in the book Immortality. In the book Immortality, Pastor Benny, I tell people exactly the top 20 longevity cultures, what they eat, what is their secrets. You can do that at home. You can eat exactly as they do.
What's the lowest, like if take a place on Earth where cancer is almost non-existent? Where?
Okay.
Where would that be?
In the Western Hemisphere, let's say, in the Nicoyan Peninsula, the Pacific coast of Costa Rica and Central America, there was a cover article in National Geographic, May of 2013. That's very recent.
Okay.
Okay, just about 10 months ago.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, 10 months ago. Had a picture of a cute little girl, 2 years old, and said, this child will live to be 120. They're the longest lived people in the Western Hemisphere, these Nicoyans.
And what do they eat?
Well, they still use wood for fuel. They're a third world culture. They have no doctors, no clinics, no insurance. They're still using wood for fuel, but the trees that grow there grow in the soil that has all the minerals in it necessary to prevent cancer. They're putting the wood ashes in their garden where they grow their corn and their tomatoes. They make their salsa. And they're
Okay, but now we don't live there. So what do? We just gotta
we take
follow.
the Healthy Start Pack and supplement with selenium. I sued the FDA over that to be able to say that.
Pardon?
I sued the FDA to be able to say you supplement with selenium, you reduce your risk of cancer.
You sued them and you won.
In federal court, yes, sir. That's one of my 8 lawsuits.
And they tried to do what to you?
Well, they tried to prevent that from being said. And so I had to sue them in federal court to be able to say it without getting put in jail and my company taken away from me.
You're bold.
Well,
Wow.
when you know that God's backing you, you can be bold, can't you? That's why I trust God.
Well, Doc, a lot of people are intrigued by you, and you make a lot of sense today. I mean, we're all worried about the future, insurance rates, what's going to happen here, even in America, with health costs, on, and we are all looking for better options.
Your cheapest insurance is to eat right, to supplement with all 90 essential nutrients, stay away from doctors as much as possible. I even teach you in this book and another book.
Well, not all doctors. Some of them are sweet, dear
They are
Christian
sweet, dear people. They're Christians.
who will help us. Like
I
if you
love
break
them.
a leg, you know, you have to go see a doctor or whatever.
Maybe an Eagle Scout would be better sometimes.
No, you're too much. But anyways, listen, you know, my mom used to have a saying, eat the fish, throw the bones, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
If there's good fish, eat the fish. What you don't like, don't bother with it. I will say this, though. People need this. So make sure to get these. Well, many of you have these books already, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and the CD that has been...
200 million sold.
Wow. Now, he's got a brand new DVD that you'll need to watch because these are his lectures.
Yes, sir, and it has the actual slides, so when you hear me lecturing, you actually see the slides I'm talking about, all the newspaper, all the scientific articles.
Okay, Doc. So, these two here, the book and the CD, $40. Many of you already have this, but if you don't, please call and get this today. And by the way, in this book, he's got a list of how many diseases and what to do about it.
420.
Pardon?
420 diseases.
420 diseases.
Yes,
and if you have one of them, he actually shows you how to correct it,
That's correct.
reverse it. And then in the and the CD has what?
Well, the CD is my original Dead Doctors Don't Lie lecture from 1993. And it has tracks on there. So if you have arthritis, you just go to that track immediately. If you have congestive heart failure, go to that track. If you have Alzheimer's disease, you go to that track. In 1993, I said Alzheimer's disease wasn't genetic.
And how about this one, the DVD, the lectures?
Well, this actually shows you the slides that I'm talking about. But this lecture is like 2 years old.